Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then hello, nice to meet you. I'm a full-time singer-songwriter musician-y type, and this is where the music happens. I have another channel on here just called Hi It's Emma, where I say the chaos happens because I basically just do whatever I want on that channel. I put videos out every single Monday over there, and they vary between art and craft style content and videos that I call Conversations with the Mirror, where I do a makeup look and I chat to you guys about whatever's on my mind that week. Also, side note, can we just take a moment to appreciate this? How stunning is my makeup today? That's all. Just thought we should appreciate that. Anywho, back on point. But if you're looking for the music, then you are in the right place, and videos go out on this channel every single Thursday, or at least most of the Thursdays. I usually put one out. Every now and then I falter, we'll see. I'm doing pretty well so far. The videos I do on here range between just literally stuff to do with my music, me putting out music videos and playthroughs of songs and stuff like that, acoustic covers, snippets from live shows, but one of the main bits of content I've been doing recently is I am trying to get more into the music production side of things. I am a songwriter at heart more than anything else, and I think I'm pretty good at that. But obviously a lot of songwriting these days is actually in the production of stuff, and I love production. I love everything that has to do with creating the song. In fact, arguably I like that more than performing. I'm really sorry guys, but I do love being in the studio a bit more than I do on stage. I do love being on stage, but I love being in the studio. That's really what I want to do. Anyway, so I'm trying to learn more of the music production skills, because up until this point I've basically just been doing everything I do on GarageBand, and it does a decent job, and I've been doing a decent-ish job, I think, but I can be better. So if you've been on this channel for a while, then you will remember that a few months ago now? Yeah, months. Oh, wow, it's been a while now. I had the free version of Logic. I had the 30-day free trial that you can get in the run-up to Christmas, I think I had it for. And I was playing around on that, and I spent my 3-month free trial trying to record an old cover that I'd done ages ago that I wasn't that happy with. And basically I recorded a new version of it using the 30-day free trial of Logic and trying to teach myself some of the basics of music production around that, how to produce a track from start to finish. It went decently well, I think. I called that series Emma Learns Logic. I told you guys it would be back eventually, that one day I was going to buy Logic outright properly, spend that 200 odd quid. I had a birthday recently. We're going to pretend that didn't happen, other than the fact that it has now acquired me Logic. But other than for that reason, my birthday did not happen because it's my second lockdown birthday, and I'm having more than a little bit of a quarter-life crisis about it. Because of that, I now have Logic. So music production stuff is going to be on its way. More Emma Learns Logic stuff. This is a very long intro. I'm very sorry about this. But the gist of this is that more music production videos are now going to be what this channel mainly is me showing you what I've learned over the past week in music production stuff, little challenges I've done. So I thought I'd start out simple with a challenge that I think I've seen people actually recommend. I don't know if anybody's done it like this. I've heard that trying to basically produce something every single day is a good way to practice, which makes sense because practicing something every day is a good habit to get into, even if you're doing a small project. So I thought I would start with something really small and do a small amount of practice every day for a week. So this week I decided to do an 8-bar loop a day. A lot of pop songs these days are written with 8 bars that are essentially the basis of the song. So you get 8 bars of music, 8 bars of a beat, 8 bars of a particular bass line, a particular chord progression. It can change throughout the song, but there are actually a lot of songs out there where they use the same chord progression all the way through, they use the same overall beat. But if you've got 8 bars worth of music, you can create a song out of that, because you can then just alter those 8 bars in the different bits of the song and loop them and create a whole song. So it's a good place to start. And that's where I started. I decided to start by just trying to create 8 bars of something every single day. And it started off really badly, because one of the other things that people say to do with when you're trying to create a song from scratch and you're trying to create a beat from scratch, a beat. I don't really do beats. I'm an acoustic guitar person. You guys have heard my music. If you haven't heard my music, then go give some of my music a listen to and you'll understand why I don't do beats. I don't do beat style music. I do much more rock influenced pop music that is very singer-songwriter. It's very folky, so it's lyric and melody focused and harmonies. But a lot of pop songs these days especially are written from the bottom up. So they're written from the drums first, and then they add chords on that, they get the chord progression in, then they put a bass line in, and then they start adding other things onto that to create a general accompaniment, and then they put a top line on, and then they tweak that. I don't work well like that, I've discovered this week, because I tried working from the drums up. I literally made a drum pattern on Monday. Here's my first 8 bars that I did on Monday. And I started with, I'll put it in one bit at a time. Let's really milk this for how terrible it was. Because here's how it started. I did these drums first. Yeah. I mean, they're not terrible on their own, but the problem is I didn't really know what to do once I had a drum beat. So which one did I do? I think I did this first. It was already getting bad from there, let's be honest. And then I put this on. And then I threw on some bass. It sort of started off feeling like a really weird news theme, like a news show kind of theme. Reminds me of that a little bit. I mean, if you strip this back and you take out, if you first of all take out the horrible pulse things are definitely the worst thing about it. But that bass line isn't great either, so if I take that bass line out, I mean, the drum beat is basically just very simplistic. Those are just chords, basically, on what is called a reversed suitcase. It's one of the experimental piano ones, the experimental vintage electric piano ones. I quite like the electric pianos. Anyway, I could come back to that and try again with putting a melody line on it, or I could just scrap it, because it just, you know, what is good about it is not really much at all, because the drums are just okay. There's nothing really going for us in the Monday one. The Monday one turned out badly. Let's look at Tuesdays, because Tuesday was also very bad. Just a word of warning, it doesn't really get any good until I think Thursday or Friday, I think was the first time I had any sort of breakthrough and things started to get a bit better. But honestly, until Saturday, it just didn't sound good at all. So here is what I did on Tuesday. I made a guitar thingy. I tried starting off by, I just recorded a little guitar thing, and I quite like the guitar thing, and I might take that and try and do something with it again. But I think I rushed this one a bit too much. I was doing it very late at night. Didn't really give myself time in the day to do it. So this is what I did with it. God, that's loud. I don't think I knew what I wanted to do with it. I sort of wrote this guitar part, then I put the drums on. And things, I guess, were going kind of alright with that. Like, those kind of fit pretty well together. But then I just threw this on. This droning bass. The droning bass was not a good idea. I don't know what should go there, but that bass definitely ruined it. It was sort of okay until then. I mean, the drums aren't amazing, but they fit alright. I think I picked a bad drum machine for that as well. I think it would have been better off picking one of the kits that is more traditional acoustic styly. So I might revisit that again and try tweaking some bits of it and see if I can improve on it. But generally, again, Tuesdays did not turn out well. So we shall just move on, and you can hear what Wednesday sounded like, because that also didn't turn out well. Again, I recorded a little guitar part for this one, but I then wound up scrapping it and just starting from scratch, and honestly, that didn't help. I think this one's the worst. Let's just not. It's so bad. It's so bad. I found this. And I was like, yeah, I really want to do something with this because it's really cool. And that is quite cool. I do like that. But I had no idea what to do with it. I mean, I started with the drums again. I did have drums first, I think. I might have started with the chords this time, actually. I think I put these chords in. And then I added these drums in. The drums just really don't go with it at all. What are those drums? Terrible, that's what those drums are. I was mostly I wanted to do drums I decided on Wednesday I really wanted to do drums with repeated notes in. Because when you're doing the drum sequencer, I figured the sequencer was going to be a really easy way to put in drums for someone who is not a drummer. I keep clicking boxes until I find the box that puts the beat in the place where I want it, you know? No, I think I've worked out that I am better off trying to play in at least some basic drums, not trying to program. I don't know if maybe I'm just not a sequencer kind of person. Maybe I'll have some practice with it, but anyway. But I really wanted to try out using the note repeat option, because obviously here you can see it says note repeat. This is a bit where you can alter all sorts of different things about it. So you can opt to octave, note, velocity, but note repeat is one you can do. And that basically means that so you get 4 little sections per beat. So you can change it here, like that. And you can make however many notes in that one section that you actually want to have. So I was playing around with it because I wanted to try and do that. And it just didn't really work with what I was working with. So it was a bad idea, basically. It was a terrible idea. This song is terrible. It gets worse with the I don't know why I added that on. This, again, I think I was doing this very late at night again, and I really shouldn't. They were just bad. Let's not. Let's bye-bye. Let's go to Thursdays. I think Thursday is where things started to get better, but I can't actually remember off the top of my head now. Let's remind ourselves. Oh yeah, this is the one that was a teensy bit better. And the main reason it's better is because I didn't do the drums. I started off by finding a drum loop I liked. I found this one. This cowbell topper. I wanted a cowbell. I went actually in search of a beat with a cowbell in it because I thought, I feel like a cowbell tonight. And then I think I added this in. And I'm actually really quite happy with that. I think that works really well. I just didn't know what to do with that then. So I did this. I mean, there's nothing terrible about this. This one is better than the others in that I do think the parts fit relatively well together. And I think I could have done more with that. So again, might revisit it and try again at some point. I might do a video where I revisit the terrible loops from this and see if I can do a better job of them by picking out one bit that works well and just working off that. Mostly it's just meh, this one. Then we have Friday. Don't remember what Fridays is like, which could be either a good sign or a bad sign. It could mean it's another meh one. It could mean it's a good one. Who knows? Okay, yeah, now I remember this one. Oh yeah, no, it's the Animal Crossing one. I mean, it doesn't really sound like an Animal Crossing song. It's more, it sounds like it wouldn't be out of place in a cute little game like that, you know? I don't think it's terrible. Again, I think it's this. I think if you take that out, I need to put something else in there, I think. It's very cutesy, and we all know I like cutesy. So, again, I might come back to that one and tweak it. So we're finally on to my Pride and Joy, because Sundays, the one I did last night, is also a bit meh. It's not terrible again, but it's a bit meh. So we'll play that one first. We'll play Sundays, and then we'll play the best one at last. So this is what I did last night. And this one again, I just haven't really done much with it. I think I got one that was pretty decent on Saturday, and so I just lost motivation on Sunday. You know, the others have been so bad, it's like, we got one good one, so. Again, I picked a loop. This time I didn't pick a drum loop. I picked one of the samples. I picked an electric piano sample. I have an obsession with electric pianos, it would seem. I think it works all right. This one I think is mostly just unfinished. And I don't know if it just needs a top line putting on it. Maybe it doesn't need anything else to that. Maybe it needs some guitar on it. I don't know what it needs. But again, might come back to that in the future and try it again. But I made that after Saturday's one. And Saturdays was the real breakthrough, because it was when I got to Saturday that I decided to stop trying to start from the drums. I know that a lot of people build these songs from the drums up and they say that's a good way to do it. It's the way everyone says to do it. But I think I've learned that it's a bad idea for me to try and build a song from the drums up, because it just doesn't make sense to me to do it that way. It makes sense for me to build a song starting off with a random little sample that I made myself. I just sang some random notes, little random ad-lib notes into the mic. I found one I liked. I think it actually sounds better before I put the violins in. I think it sounds fine without the violins, doesn't it? I was mostly just, I got to that point, I'd made something I was quite proud of. I played that for my mum, and then I was playing around with it for the rest of the evening, and I wanted to throw something else on it, because it felt like I needed to throw something else on it and really complete it. But actually, I think they're a bit naff. I think that's really good. I'm really quite proud of that. And I picked that yeah out. So I started with this, which is me going, yeah. Well, actually I went, yeah, yeah, or something like that, because I pitched it way up. So you can see I pitch shifted that up by 4 semitones. So eventually I got this. I've added loads of reverb and stuff on it as well. And then I did these bells. That was the next thing I did. And then from the bells, I then added, what did I add next? I think I added the drums next. I did this, yeah. And then that. And then I decided that needed a bass on it. and I put something really droney on it. I played around with 2 different bass sounds. I started off with this one, but I didn't like that one, so I changed it over to this one. And then I added those violins, and I've decided actually I'm just going to take those violins back off because it doesn't need them. I think it works better without those violins on it. And I'm really proud of that one, and I'm definitely going to revisit that one. I think another video I'll do at some point in the future is I'll take this one successful 8-bar loop, and I will try and flesh that out and start exploring how you then take one 8-bar loop and turn that into a song. And the others are all trash. No, they're not completely. They're just not very good as loops together, but there are bits about them that I may well revisit. So I think I will do a video in a couple of weeks' time revisiting these and trying to make them better. I will give myself more than a day on them this time. Anywho, that's what I did this week, and that's what I learned. I've learned, for one thing for sure, is that I don't think that just because other people start from the drums up doesn't mean I need to. You know, there's no right way to go about production, and I don't think drums up works very well for me. It's not how I think, it's not how I'm used to writing. So it seems silly just because I'm trying to teach myself music production now to completely change everything about how I naturally write music. That's just silly. But I learned a lot about, I learned a lot of different skills doing this. In doing this project, I have used the beat sequencer, I've used playing in drums on the keyboard, I've used loops, I've gone through the loop library and found stuff, I've tried out using the pitch thing. I'm going to do a whole video just playing around with the pitch shifter thing at some point because that was quite fun. I've done all sorts of stuff this week and learned lots of little skills. If you're trying to practice your music production like me, you're trying to learn more about how to produce and mix and stuff like me, I would 100% recommend just creating 8 bars of something every day for a week and seeing what you learn. Trying out new stuff. Pick an effect you've never used before and just play around with it. I've just done that. And most of it turned into trash, but there's one little nugget of possible gold in there. I might now ruin it when I try and turn it into a full song, we'll see, but hey, I'm pretty happy with that at least. If you enjoyed this video, then check out the rest of my channel because I have lots of other content like this on here, including stuff from my own original music and me singing and stuff like that. If you want to go listen to any of that, it'll all be, there'll be a recommended video around somewhere, there'll be a recommended on the end of the video screen. That is not how you say that. Or maybe you're in the mood for some art stuff or some makeup stuff or to listen to me ramble about random things, in which case head over to my chatty channel, which is linked in the description below and on the end screen as well. And if you enjoy what I do here, please do hit that subscribe button because every subscriber really does count. If you want to check out what my own original music sounds like when somebody else has produced it, then that is actually linked in the description below as well, where you can find my own original music and stream it on the various different platforms. Finally, if you would like to support me in other ways, i.e. money, then I have a Buy Me a Coffee page which you can check out. Okay, I'm going to go off and, well, I'm not actually going to go off and try and produce these any further right now. I'll do it at some point, but I'm actually going to go off and record a few TikToks now. I shall see you guys next week with another music-related video. Bye!